Welcome, monsieur. Sit yourself down and meet the best reader in town. I'm probably the only reader in town because I'm probably the only person in this town who can read. Winter has come and gone. I went into a bit of a reading slump, so I went to see a film, The Holdovers. It wasn't showing locally, so instead I thought, right, I'll get the bus, take an afternoon off, go into the next town along. They've got a cinema there, they're showing it. Great. All going well until 10 minutes into the film. And then this smell starts drifting forwards from behind me. And I think, oh no, the guy behind me's just farted, hasn't he? That's really bad, that is, mate. Oh. Sit it through. Think the smell will dissipate, won't it? It doesn't dissipate, it gets stronger and stronger, and it pretty soon becomes clear that he's shat himself. And at that point you can't well get up and walk out, can you? Because then there's a whole situation developing. Oh mate, can't a guy shit himself in the theatre? Can't a guy shit himself in the cinema, mate? So I needed retail therapy afterwards, didn't I? So there's like a charity shop across from the bus stop. Went in, bought a few books, and I saw this one, Wolfblood Pull of the Moon, based on a TV show. It's about this girl called Maddie, and she's got a secret. She's a wolf-blood, which is basically a werewolf, but they don't call themselves werewolves. And then this guy comes along, and he's the same, and blah 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 blah. They've got to keep the secret, protect their own identities, and blah blah, and stuff happens. I picked this up because I kind of remembered the TV series, and it did actually get me through a bad patch, that series, when it was on, so I kind of thought, yeah, let's read this. This looks interesting. And I'm kind of intrigued by this kind of tie-in media because, well, it's pure capitalism, isn't it? It's basically not about the book, it's about the product, it's about the brand, it's about making money. So I was intrigued by that. It's basically, from what I can remember, just episode by episode, chapter by chapter from the TV series. So it's basically just a straight up adaptation. It's not spectacularly written, but I didn't expect it to be. It's passable. It got me out of that reading slump I mentioned. I kind of liked it. Speaking of tie-in, I also saw My Guilty Secret, Doctor Who, novelizations, and tie-in novels. This one is by the king of the Doctor Who tie-in media, Terrance Dicks. Always worth a read. This is Revenge of the Judoon, in which the Judoon are basically right, you know that episode where they take the hospital and they go to the moon and there's a whole oxygen thing going on and a lady with a straw sucking people's blood? They essentially kidnap Balmoral Castle and take it to the middle of Saudi Arabia. And the Doctor and Martha come along, they find Balmoral has disappeared, they investigate. Usual stuff, pretty short, entertaining, readable. Liked it. So I recently came back from a trip to Ireland where I bought far too many books. I'm probably going to do a book haul with my Dublin books, but one of the books I bought was by one of my literary inspirations, James Joyce. This is Giacomo Joyce, which is something that was discovered in a notebook in Trieste and was probably never intended to be published. It's really just little notes, it's like little pithy statements. A sparrow under the wheels of a juggernaut, shaking, shaker of the earth. Please, Mr. God, big Mr. God. Goodbye, big world. You don't read James Joyce for the plot, you read it for the language, and this is pure language. Read it in an afternoon in my hotel room in Dublin. Really enjoyed it. Over Christmas I read another short book. It was A Child's Christmas in Wales by Dylan Thomas. It's a Christmas book, innit? It's not Dylan Thomas's best work, I think. It's interesting from a sociological perspective. It's entertaining. There's not much more I can say than that. We are getting through these, aren't we? Magnus Chase, Ship of the Dead. Finished this series off. Liked it, yeah. Loki has been freed, and Magnus and Samira and Alex and the other one, I can't remember, I think there's someone else there. PJ is in this book as well, a brief cameo at the beginning, brings kind of the universe together. Enjoyed it, fantastic, as usual, nice blend of the myth and the modern, and in this book they visit York, which, interesting to see Riordan's perspective on it. I haven't gone into that on this channel yet, but basically me and Rick Riordan had a bit of a beef going on. It was entirely one-sided from my perspective, but the whole reason I started reading his books was because it was very similar to an idea I had. Percy Jackson was very, very similar to an idea I had, or it seemed that way, and I wanted to check it out to see how similar it was. We both had the idea at the same time, I think, actually, but my idea kind of developed and changed and went in a completely different direction. Rick also did it better than I could. It's a shame this series is like only 3 books, but it's worth the time. It's worth the effort to go through. More short stories. You can tell I've been in that reading slump because all these books, or most of them, are really short and falling on the floor. This is one of the ones I bought in London, To Be Read at Dusk. Again, I read it sort of over Christmas. Just 3 short stories, including The Signalman. Really did like The Signalman. It's Dickens, you can't really complain, he's old-fashioned, but, you know, these are short enough to be entertaining and to not get tiresome, and he doesn't go into those long-winded, very dull romantic chapters like you get in David Copperfield. Tea in the Heather by Kate Roberts, which I got out from the library. This is one I read as part of my PhD. It was adapted into a film, but I kind of didn't bother reading the book as well. I thought, it's only a minor part of the PhD, it doesn't really matter, but when it came to editing, I thought, no, let's go read the book, let's see if we can extrapolate anything from that. Reasonable, past, not great, yeah, fine. I was planning a video on Evil in War, so I read Love Among the Ruins, which I also got out from the library. It's kind of a nasty 1984. It involves euthanasia, forced euthanasia. It seems to be very pro. It seems to be very pro, sort of anti-life, sort of very right-wing, sort of very uncomfortable reading. Now, I have liked Evelyn Waugh in the past. I really liked Decline and Fall. Didn't quite finish Brideshead, but I really liked it while I was reading it. This one, though, Evelyn Waugh wasn't that nice of a man, and this is like part of the evidence of that. This should be like, not great, not great. And lastly, I read 2 graphic novels over the winter. This is one I bought for Dublin, but I kind of read it before I even went. I got so into it. It's Death Note short stories. Death Note was another of those things that got me through a bad period. And I really loved the original manga. I really, really loved the anime series. And this kind of like expands on that. There's a couple of stories that take place after the original series ends. This has got the original prologue in as well. As usual, very high quality, very likeable. Something very bad happens. Not to spoil it too much, but Donald Trump gets hold of a Death Note. So if you saw my summer reading vlog, you'll know that I kind of had a bit of a gay moment. I'm not going to bother bleeping it out because no, fuck you, algorithm. Fuck you. You may suppress my videos because I use the G word, but no. No, the more we use it, screw the algorithm. So, I had a bit of a gay moment and I bought Heartstopper volumes 1 to 4. So in December, the 5th volume came out. This is it. It's a little bit thicker than the others, I think. I gotta say, not my favourite volume of the series, but passable. This deals with like sexy themes and having sex for the first time, especially as having gay sex for the first time, which I've got to say that I do love these characters. These characters are so well written. It's so charming. It's so homeless, so wholesome. Come on, James, learn to speak. It's a series you can fall in love with. It's a series to warm the cockle to your heart. And I'm so glad this is not dark and scary and depressing. It's definitely a step up from Volume 4 on that front. It's the glowing light in the darkness that we need right now. And I am glad this exists, and there's like, I don't know when it's coming out, but there's like one last volume. But you can guarantee when it does come out that I will be reading it. So spring has sprung. I have read most of one depressing book, read one challenging book already, and that was only 40 pages long. What else can I say about spring? Ulysses. I'll hopefully have finished that by the end of... Well, I'm like 300 pages in now, and there's like 700 page books, so what, 400 pages to go? Almost there. Do you like my new setup, by the way? My new desk setup. They finally fixed the computers in here. It's been 2 years. So, yeah, I now have 4 screens behind me. Shame I've only got, what, 19 full days left till the end. Oh, fucking hell!